Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Low Budget Review Show. I am your host, Eric Smith, and today I'm talking about Carnivore by Leigh Clark. This is from Leisure Books, and this is about an Antarctic station, and they find a dinosaur egg, and I think from the cover you could probably guess how things go. So for the too long didn't watch, I gave this 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. It's maybe 3.5. It's written well. Leisure Books, for the most part, for me, all kind of read the same. There are a few big exceptions, certain authors that Leisure published that have very, very distinct styles. But for me, the majority didn't all sound exactly the same, but close enough, if that makes sense. And this falls into that category where it's a very straightforward story. It goes very quickly. We're right off the bat, we're told, "Hey, found an egg in the ice." So we've got this station. I want to say scientific station, but I'm not sure how accurate that actually is because of some things going on. But we meet some characters. They've found this egg. This woman, the only female character in the book, Kelly from the EPA, shows up and says, you can't do this, you can't do that. But they end up going out, getting the egg. And due to circumstances, the egg hatches very quickly, the Tyrannosaurus grows very quickly and starts chomping on people very quickly. And so normally, this is the kind of book I love. I love animals eating people, and a big old dinosaur just chowing down on people left and right is right up my alley. My biggest problem, and the reason it's only 3.5, is I can't stand the character of Kelly. Now, in the book, we've got different scientific characters, and let's see. Are they going to tell me his name? I want to say the guy's name is Troy, is the main male character. Let me take a quick look, because I know how much people love it. Yep, Troy. So Troy is our main character. I think he's the geologist. And then we have Kelly, who's our female character. And we meet, there's a cook, and there's other scientists. The guy in charge is this Russian guy. And he's got like his security force, who all seem to be Russian guys. There's a lot of people at this site, more than I expected, because so many of them get chowed down on. And I enjoy. Let's start here. I'm all over the place, I know. I really like the bad guy, Tarosh. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. Tarosh. And again, he's Russian, but he's the kind of evil, sociopathic bad guy that I enjoy, in that he's 99% of the time, he speaks very calmly. He's almost charming in a horrible way. But in the middle of this speaking calmly and being charming, he'll shoot you in the head. And then just move on with being charming and speaking calmly about things. And he won't hesitate to just pull a gun and threaten to shoot you, or shoot you without blinking. And I only occasionally does he get a little heated. I really enjoy that sort of thing in a bad guy. Troy is fine. The other characters, but there's just, I don't know if this is just the way that Leigh Clark writes female characters, or if it was meant to be this way with Kelly from the EPA, but she's either incredibly demanding or complaining. Those are essentially the two things she does. She reminded me of the character Lori from The Walking Dead. I think that's the character. When I was watching The Walking Dead, my perception of that character, and it's the same with Kelly from the EPA, is that Lori felt she knew better than everybody else, and she did a lot of stupid things that put people in danger. Because she thought she knew better, she would do something, and it would bring the zombies running. Not running, you know what I mean. And I just got that same impression with Kelly. She thinks she knows better than everybody else, and she does stupid things. And when she's not doing that, she's just complaining about stuff. And for example, hopefully this isn't considered spoilery. There's a point where she and Troy are trying to escape what's going down. And she's just complaining about how cold it is. And then when they stop for the night, they're behind a boulder, they're in a nylon tent, and she's like, I'm freezing. Why can't we make a fire? And he's like, well, we can't have a fire inside the tent. And she's like, well, then let's just build a fire outside the tent. And he's like, very calmly, I felt, well, we can't do that. 1, we should save our butane. 2, it's going to give away our position. 3, whatever. And she's like, I just don't get why we can't do this, why we can't do that. Now look, I love a well-written, strong, aggressive even female character. I just don't think that Kelly was very well written. She felt very two-dimensional, just demanding a know-it-all or whiny. That's what I got from her, and it really brought down my overall enjoyment of the book. I understand there are characters, some people write characters that are meant to be unlikable, but she's the main female character, and I don't know that she was meant to be unlikable. I simply found her incredibly unlikable. Maybe I'm wrong, and that was the intent of the author. But aside from that, I really did enjoy this book. Again, I love the villain. I enjoyed the other characters well enough, and it's got a dinosaur running around killing people. So, it's right up my alley. But I can't justify giving it 4 stars simply because of that one character that bothered me, just as a character. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's a well-written book. There's plenty of blood and guts and dinosaur mayhem, and it's kind of, there are points where it's like, do I root for the dinosaur here, or do I root for the villain? I'm always going to be rooting for the dinosaur. I want them to just kill and eat everybody. But yeah, it's very enjoyable. The author, I believe it was Zachary Ashford, just happened to pick it up and he was reading it at the same time I was. So I posted on social media that this was what I was reading currently, and he's like, hey, I just pulled that off my shelf. I'm reading it too. So I said, hey, we're reading buddies. From the U.S. to Australia. Zachary Ashford, pretty good writer. I've reviewed one of his books, and I have more to read and review. But anyway, we're talking about Carnivore, Leigh Clark. 3.5 out of 5 stars. If you want dinosaur mayhem, give this a look. I am willing to. I've looked up some other Leigh Clark stuff. I would like to read some of his other work. So that is it. Yeah, his first novel is called The Feeding, and it looks pretty wild. So there you go. Question for this video: do you like dinosaurs eating people type of stuff? And do you have a favorite dinosaurs eating people book or movie. I like Jurassic Park, the book. I like the book much better than the movie, but I am biased because I was friends with somebody who worked on the movie, and they spent the entire rest of their life, at least the entire rest of our friendship, which was years, just talking about that movie. That was like his sole identity was, hey, I worked on Jurassic Park. But I really enjoyed the book. I liked The Lost World as well, the sequel book. Um, and other than those, unfortunately, I can't think of too many others off the top of my head. I mean, technically, is a Meg a dinosaur? It's a prehistoric creature. I enjoyed the book The Meg. Um, but yeah, I would have to just go with Jurassic Park. It's a great book, a lot of fun, and you got dinosaurs eating people. What about you? Are you a dinosaurs eating folks fan? Do you have a favorite book or a favorite movie? On Riff Tracks, there's a movie they show. It's in rotation called Dinosaurus. A very old movie, horrible stop motion animation, where basically a brontosaurus or whatever they're called now, a patasaurus, and a T-Rex are dredged up from the bottom of the ocean onto this island, and they come back to life, and a caveman as well, and causes all sorts of shenanigans. But oh, and there's Planet of the Dinosaur. I think it's singular, even though there's other dinosaurs. There's more than one dinosaur on the planet. That's on Riff Tracks as well, where a spaceship crashes on a planet that's got dinosaurs. Again, horrible stop motion animation, but badly entertaining. Because I dig the dinosaurs. Anyway, whatever your answer is, let me know in the comments below. If you have any comments, questions, corrections, please put those in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post spoiler warning. We try to be polite here on the Low Budget Review Show. Please like, share, and subscribe. All the usual YouTube stuff. I'm getting a little slurry. If you'd care to follow me on other social media, my Twitter, for now, is @Ronin5757. My Instagram, where I post pictures of books, comic books, board games, and fuzzy animals, is EricSmith5757. That's ERIKSMITH5757. And if you're on Blue Sky, I am @ELSmith. That's all I have for you. This has been the Low Budget Review Show. I've been Eric Smith, and until next time, read more books.